Hi, welcome to SPURS Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshak. Today is Monday, November 21st. This is the NBA Odds Couple Show for Monday, November 21st. Yeah, Mike Brenner, let's throw your record up. You're still doing phenomenally well, but on Saturday you got a couple of close calls that were losses, right? We have to give you the Pinnacle openers, and the lines bounce up and down, and you had a couple of half-point losses on Saturday.
I had Dallas, I think, and that was one.
And that was like a half-point.
But you know what I did do? Saturday, I tweeted out, "Hey guys, on the video I got Dallas, but I'm pulling off," and I tried to tell people to lay off because I felt it. And then for a minute it looked like they were going to cover.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take picks that early. But
hey, it was hey, I'll still do it again. It was, some of them were bad beats, and Friday was a 7-1 night. So
very nice. All right, so let's move on.
How about you? How'd you do this?
I did. I think I had a bunch of winners. I don't even remember what the NBA picks are, but overall,
I think I had a bunch of winners.
All right, so let's check the Monday card here. Let's start off with just one that I'm thinking about, just kind of a total. Okay. I took the under 211 in Toronto and the Clippers on the overnight line. Now it's down to 209 or 209.5. So I think I'm going to give that one officially. Both these teams can score, obviously, but the Clippers, we know they're playing great D, and I'd rather be getting 211, but I'll take 209 or 209.5. What do you think about that,
Well,
Mike
if
Brenner?
I can throw in a little tidbit there, I kind of like it because this will be the Clippers' third game in 4 days. And last night, last night is when they
Toronto played.
Toronto.
Played,
So, and from what I read, they really put everything into that game second half. So I think they're going to be a little tired. Plus, they're playing out west again. So,
all right. So I'm actually going to give the Pinnacle. I'd have to take 110 at 209.5. So I'm actually going to take the Pinnacle line under 209 minus 101.
Why not a first half Pistol Pete under? Because I think these teams are going to start out a little slow.
Yeah, for some reason, unless this is just a quirk of SBR odds, the first half lines aren't here.
Okay.
But the first half totals aren't here. Let me see.
That's generally what as my life coach and handicap coach.
No, I'm not seeing any first half totals for this.
Okay. Well, look, since you're talking about that game, I have a call on that one. I'm going to go the Clippers on the first half because Toronto's tired, and I think the Clippers, they played a great game the other night. They didn't cover the first half, but they came back pretty strong, and they really proved to themselves what they can do, and I think they're going to build off of that. Pistol Pete, what's the best shop line for the first half?
For the first half for the Clippers, it's weird. It's interesting. The market doesn't have. They have first half lines for every other game, but that one, the first half total is holding off just on the total. The side So minus 4.5, minus 110 is a Pinnacle line.
I love it. I think they're going to get it done, and I think Toronto's going to try to come in there defensively. And another thing is Toronto's won like the last 3 out of the 4 they played each other. So I think that also plays in the minds. I think the Clippers, who have the best record in the NBA and still ranked up there with one of the top power teams, I think they're going to get it done, Pete.
Okay.
I'm going to use them on a teaser, but I'll come to that at the end.
Yeah, that's pretty telling that the guys. Sorry to go back to it, but that the market isn't hanging a first half total. So you might be right there, but I can't give a pick without the line.
No,
so I'll just give the full.
Well, you could. That would be a big balls pick.
I'll just give the first half
or the first
full game at under 209 minus 101. All right, then there's one other game that I think I'm going to give. Milwaukee's coming off of an almost win against Golden State, right? And Orlando,
they played them tough. They really
did play them tough.
Resiliency.
I'm thinking that Orlando might be a good play early here, either on the first quarter or the first half. Milwaukee obviously is a supremely talented team, as they showed. I don't think that was a fluke that they did so well, but I think that this spot favors Orlando early. I guess I'll give them on the first quarter with the Pinnacle opener. I'll hold off on the first half. I'll give them on the first quarter. Pinnacle opener, Orlando should be about 1.5 or so.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk you off that. And Orlando had a nice game the other night, even though, against Dallas. And I think early would be good for that because I got a feeling Milwaukee might overlook them. And I think they had their Super Bowl the other day when they played Golden State. They might have left it all on the court for a minute. So it might take them some time to crank it up. Pistol Pete, I like it.
I'm also thinking about the first half under or the under because Milwaukee can be very high scoring, but they can also be slowed down by low scoring teams. Orlando once in a while goes really high scoring, but usually they're lower scoring.
Well, and especially when they got rid of Oladapo, that took away a lot of their outside threat, so they're more depending on the inside game.
All right, you know what? I will do it. I'll give the first half, I'll give the first half under, and I'm going to give the Pinnacle line 101.5 plus 101.
Pistol. Well, you've been in the think tank this weekend. I can tell.
Yeah.
Did you get out at all this weekend?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, well, you heard that one, Dennis. Dennis, I told you he wasn't going to get out.
That's a. What do you think about that? Maybe I'm reaching here with that first half under.
No,
I think it's all right.
No,
probably
I'm not.
All right. Probably be okay. Probably be okay. All right. So, Mike Brenner, what else do you have for us? A lot of interesting games. Golden State
there
playing,
is. Golden State is at
Houston
Indiana,
playing.
and I'm going to use them in 2 spots. One of them is going to be a teaser, but I like the first quarter. Obviously, it's not out. I'm going to give the Pinnacle opener. I think they're going to come out and establish the pace against Indiana pretty quick. They're really enjoying what's going on, and they had a tight game against Milwaukee, and I think they want to come out firing on all cylinders. I'm serious, Pete. I love it. I think this is going to be a casher.
All right. That one I didn't there was no overnight line on that one, so I didn't look at it. But, yeah, how's Indiana? What's Indiana looking like right now?
Well,
pretty vulnerable,
down,
right?
Yeah, but then they played a good game against Cleveland without LeBron, of course, but they won that game outright. I just don't know. It's a whole new regime there. It's going to take some time.
So what are you taking, the first quarter?
First quarter, Pinnacle opener.
Okay.
Yeah. And the game's sitting at what?
Yeah, it's 12.5 or 13, so it's a high total. Right, right.
It's going to probably be 3.5 or 4.
Yeah, and then Houston, Detroit, I'm staying way off of that one, but it's an interesting one. You have anything to say about that one?
Sure
you
do,
like
buddy.
It? Okay,
I'm all over
like?
it. I think this thing is, I think this line is totally low. I like Houston for the first half, and I like them for the full game. They run very well right now. They're really picking up some momentum, some steam, and they're buying everything that Coach D'Antoni's selling. All right, Detroit, even though they're just losing left and right,
they're 5-1 ATS at home.
Of course, I know. Yeah. But this is why I think this line is not adjusted correctly.
Right.
I can see this team not running away with it, but I think they're going to beat them in the end. I think Andre Drummond's going to get frustrated underneath. I think he's going to get into some foul trouble. I look for Capella and Harden to keep this match. These two are working real good together. What's the first half and the full game?
Well, the first half, the best line we give would be -0.5, minus 107, which is at Pinnacle, and then the full game is 2, and that's 2 minus 108.
Okay. Now, if you do your research also, Pete, Detroit is not covering first half's worth of shit. They're covering games, but first half's not at all. And this is one game I think they're going to be able to not keep the pace.
Yeah. I was looking at this. I was like, I was really looking at Houston, but then I was like, you know what? Detroit has been slumping ATS recently, but that's because they've had like 5 out of 7 games on the road or something. At home, they're still 5-1 ATS.
Yeah. I'm okay with it, though. Yeah. I think the losses they've had lately have gotten in their heads mentally, and I think that's going to take away the advantage ATS-wise at home. I don't think – I mean that. Van Gundy's very frustrated. He is a frustrated man right now.
Yeah, I was leaning Houston myself. All right, what else do you have for us, Mike Brenner?
Okay, buddy, I am absolutely all over this one, and I don't even think there's a line yet. So I'm going to – the Spurs, there's no line yet for any of it.
No line yet.
And so I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to take the first half Pinnacle opener.
With no line.
With no line.
Whatever
I'm not exaggerating. It's going to be, I don't care if it's 7,
15.
8, or 9.
Okay.
Pete, I'm not kidding you. I'm going with it with confidence.
What if it's minus 18?
Yeah, you know what?
Well, you're on it.
I'm going to take it while I'm on it, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the Spurs, first half, Pinnacle opener. No clue what the line will be.
Nope, and I think it's probably going to be around 8 or 9. I really do, and I'm okay with that because they're starting fast. Dallas is really, really struggling. They have this young kid that came out and shined the other day, 26 points. But Williams, Barea, all right, Nowitzki, and even though Nowitzki's done, his career's over. These guys are banged up, and Carlisle, their coach, he also is one that's like, they made some moves a year and a half, 2 years ago that now is biting them in the ass, and I'm just telling you, that team's in a rebuilding mode. Spurs are not the one to mess with, coming off some rest. They haven't played since the 18th. First half, I don't care what it is, Pistol.
Okay, first half, Pinnacle opener, no matter what it is. All right, and is that it for you, Mike?
No, I got a 3-team.
Okay.
I want to use a 6-point.
Okay. 3-team, 6-point tease. That was plus 120, right?
Exactly. It's plus 120.
At Bet Online. Okay.
At Bet Online. I love it. All right. I'm going to be going with the Clippers.
Okay. That'll put you at minus 2.5.
Yep. Golden State.
All right. That'll put you at minus 7.
I love it. And Memphis.
All right. That'll put you at plus 12.
Yes. Pete, that's a game I thought, you know what? When I was looking at the slate today, I thought you might come in there with the Memphis dog pick because they have 3 guys that are been there for a minute. They're playing good ball. I don't know. I think that might be.
Yeah. I mean, Memphis is on 4 straight ATS wins. They're going back to their defensive identity. The only issue is just that I don't really like to bet against Charlotte right now. They haven't killed it at ATS, but they're just a really good team. But I was definitely leaning Memphis at plus 6 for sure.
I thought
I'm going to hold off on it right now. I'm going to hold off right now. But
promise our Twitter guys that if you do jump on it, you'll tweet it out because what happened over the weekend with your Twitters?
I don't even remember.
See, that's it. Well, you better start remembering because they're all just hounding and beating my door down. Hey, what's up with Pistol? What's up with Pistol?
I know I'm doing okay in college basketball. That's the only vague memory I have from Saturday.
Totals Loshak.
Sunday, So. But all right, and we will be back. I already have a few college picks I'm going to give, which we're going to do our show.
I got to tell you guys this. Wednesday we're doing a Periscope. We're having a hot barber shave down the road at the barber shop for real.
Okay.
So you don't shave again. All right. So I'm serious.
Maybe we'll give it. Okay. I don't want him to touch any of this though.
No, hell no, man. My brother-in-law said that is the classic mustache. He compares it to God, it was a cartoon guy.
Saddam Hussein.
Yosemite Sam. Yosemite Sam, and then
yeah.
another buddy of mine compared it to Cheech or Chong, one of the
That's right.
Cheech or Chong guys for real back in the day.
That's right.
I said, Pistol Pete, he knows how to look good.
Yeah. I can do a Cheech impression, but I won't do it right now.
Oh, why not?
But,
Why? Okay, tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow for
Tune
that
in tomorrow. I'll do a Cheech impression. Just
All right, buddy.
My
Pistol
brain
Pete,
is so
I'm
frazzled.
fired up,
All right,
baby.
sounds
NBA.
good. We got some nice picks, Mike Brenner. A lot of plays, and we'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday card.
Let's kill it.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.